There once was a farm with a big red barn, and in that big red barn there lived many animals, the smallest of which was a little red hen. The little red hen may have been little, but she was the most active resident of the farm. When she wasn't laying eggs, she spent her time clucking and walking about the barn, pecking at the seeds on the ground, or gathering up twigs and hay to make her nest. She kept everything in the barn tidy and clean. One day, while she was pecking at the ground, she discovered some leftover wheat grains that the farmer had left behind. She knew that the wheat could be planted and then made into delicious fresh bread. So she went to the pigsty, where the pig was eating from a bucket of slop. Excuse me. Cluck, cluck. I need someone to help me plant this wheat," said the little red hen. "Oink, oink. Not I," said the pig, as he went back to his slop. So the little red hen went outside and found the cat, lying in the sun and playing with a ball of yarn. Cluck, cluck. Will you help me plant this wheat?" said the little red hen. "Meow," said the cat. "Not I. Can't you see that I'm busy?" Meow. The little red hen was frustrated, but she did not give up. She walked all the way out to the pond, where the duck was lazing around in the cool water. "Cluck, cluck, will you help me plant this wheat?" said the little red hen. "Quack, quack, not I. Maybe I will help you later when I am finished with my swim," said the duck. "Cluck, cluck, then I will do it myself," said the little red hen. So the little red hen went off on her own, out to the field, and found a nice spot to plant the wheat. When she was finished, she went back to the barn to rest. Soon, when the wheat had grown tall and golden yellow, the hen became excited to make bread from it. But first, she had to harvest it. "Cluck, who will help me cut the wheat?" asked the little red hen. "Not I," oinked the pig, who was lying in some mud. "Not I," meowed the cat, who was taking a cat nap. "Not I," quacked the duck, as he waddled back to the pond. "Cluck, cluck, then I will do it myself," said the little red hen. Once the wheat had been ground into flour, the little red hen knew it was time to bake the bread. "Cluck, who will help me bake the bread?" she asked, although she already predicted what the answer would be. "Not I," oinked the pig. "Not I," meowed the cat. "Not I," quacked the duck. "Cluck, cluck, then I will do it myself," said the little red hen. So she made the flour into a loaf of bread and put it into the oven. Then she sat and rested. Soon, as the bread became hot and soft, the air filled with the sweet smell of freshly baked bread. The pig and the cat and the duck all came running into the big red barn. Who will help me eat this bread? Cluck! Who will help me eat this bread? Said the little red hen. "I will," oinked the pig. "I will," meowed the cat. "I will," quacked the duck. "Cluck, cluck, well," said the hen. "Did you help me plant the wheat? And did you help me harvest the wheat? And did you help me mill the wheat? And did you help me bake the bread?" The other animals all shook their heads no. "Then I will eat the bread myself," said the little red hen. And she did.
Once, some goats lived in a cave near a thick forest. Every day, they grazed in a green pasture that lay near their cave. It had green, luscious grass. The goats had plenty of grass throughout the year. They fed on the luscious grass and grew fat. One day, a jackal and his wife came near that pasture. They had not been able to find any food for the last 2 days. They saw the goats grazing in the pasture. Seeing them, they were very happy. The jackal rushed forward to kill one of the goats. However, his wife stopped him. She said, "Do not be eager to kill the goats. If they come to know of our presence, they will run away. Wait till one of them comes this way or lags behind the others. Then it will be easy to kill them one by one. We can kill 1 goat every day. We shall have plenty of food for many days." The jackal said that it was a brilliant idea. They hid themselves behind a bush and kept a watch over the goats. After some time, one of the goats came near to the bush. Immediately, the jackal attacked and killed it. The poor goat could not even bleat and warn other goats. The jackal and his wife had a lovely feast. From then onwards, the jackal and his wife came to the pasture and killed one goat every day. Life for them became very comfortable. Slowly, the number of goats decreased. In the end, only one she-goat remained. The she-goat was very clever and had come to know that all her friends had been killed by the jackal. Therefore, she became very cautious and never ventured out of her cave. She stopped going to the green pasture. Instead, she fed herself on the green grass that grew around her cave. Meanwhile, the jackal and his wife thought that there were no more goats left. They decided to move away from there and find food somewhere else. As they were going, they happened to see the she-goat grazing on the green grass around her cave. She also saw the jackals and ran into the cave. She did not come out of the cave for a number of days. She ate the little patches of grass that grew inside her cave. The jackals waited outside her cave for a number of days. Yet, they could not lay their hands on her. At last, they made a plan. The jackal's wife went to the goat's cave and sat at its opening. Then she said aloud, "Dear friend, I have come to make you my friend. I am very lonely and have no friends to share my secrets. I have always admired you for your cleverness. Please be my friend. We can share all our joys and sorrows." The she-goat was too clever to listen to the jackal's wife. She said, "You are not worthy of becoming my friend. You are wicked. You and your husband have killed all my companions. Go away from here and never bother me again." The jackal's wife said, "I know you hate me. It is because of my cruel husband. I have started hating him. I want to share my joys and sorrow with you. I know you are also lonely." The she-goat saw no harm in befriending her. However, she remained cautious and never went too close to her. She talked with her from inside the cave. One morning, the jackal's wife came to the goat's cave and started crying, "Dear friend, my husband is no more. He passed away last night. Nobody is there with me to perform his last rites. I know he was evil, but he was my husband. I must perform his rites. Please come out of your cave and help me perform his last rites." At first, the goat did not believe her. However, when the jackal's wife kept on crying, she agreed to go with her and help her perform the last rites of her husband. But she remained very cautious. She followed the jackal's wife to her cave. She saw the jackal lying on the ground. Actually, he was not dead. He was only pretending to be dead. It was part of their plan to trap the she-goat. The she-goat, however, was too clever for them. As she reached the dead jackal, she saw him moving the eyelid. At once, she knew that she was being trapped. She said to the jackal's wife, "You go and drag your husband's body to the graveyard. In the meantime, I will go and dig the ground to bury him." So saying, she ran away and entered her cave. The jackal and his wife were outwitted by her. The jackal's wife scolded her husband for not lying very still. "I have made another plan to bring her here. This time, you should act wisely." Then she explained her plan to him and went to the she-goat's cave. She called out to the she-goat and said, "Friend, you must be thinking that I tried to trap you. This is not the truth. My husband had really died. But a miracle occurred, and he came back to life. We feel that the miracle occurred just because you reached our cave. My husband is now repenting all his evil deeds. He wants to mend his ways. He has promised that from now onwards he will not kill any living being. We will feed only on green grass and plants. He wishes that you have lunch with us today. Therefore, he has sent me here to invite you. Please do not refuse. Do come for the lunch." The she-goat said from inside her cave, "If this is the case, I shall come for the lunch. But I have some guests visiting me. They have come from the city and are staying with me for some days. I would like to bring them with me to your house. Will you be able to manage a lunch for all of us?" The jackal's wife thought that there must be other goats with her. She asked her, "Who are your guests, and how many of them are there?" The she-goat replied, "They are my cousins, the dogs. There are around 100 of them." When the jackal's wife heard that there were 100 dogs in the goat's cave, she got frightened and ran away. She informed her husband about the dogs. The jackal and his wife were frightened of the dogs, so they decided to leave that part of the jungle. They ran away from there and never came back again. The she-goat continued to live in her cave. Soon, she gave birth to kids and had a family again. Once in a jungle, there lived a lion. Lion was very proud and very vain. He called himself the king of all the animals, and he loved to stomp around the savannah, roaring and growling whenever he saw giraffe or hyena or elephant or gazelle or ape, to show them that he was the most important animal in the jungle. "I am your king," he roared, and all the other animals bowed to him. One day, Lion looked into the water of the lake and saw his reflection. "What a beautiful and noble creature I am," he thought. Lion posed in front of the glassy lake for hours, admiring himself, but he wanted to do more to prove to the other animals that he was their king. Put on his fancy robes, his jeweled crown, and all his gold and silver medals. His clothes were very heavy, but they made him look mighty and grand. "I am your king," he roared in delight. "I am your king." Lion sent out a message to all his animal subjects, to giraffe and hyena and elephant and gazelle and ape. He sent messages to all the animals living on the savannah or in the jungle, inviting them to a meeting in front of his palace, where they could admire him in all his finery. So the giraffe and the hyena and the elephant and the gazelle and the ape came to see Lion. And many more animals came as well, from the zebra in his black and white coat to the tiny beetle, who was so little that he had to walk on the side of the road so that the bigger animals would not step on him by mistake. "I am small, I am little, people look down and can't see me," sang the beetle as he scurried through the tall grass beside the road. "I am small, I am little, but inside I'm tall as a tree." When the animals were assembled, there came a mighty trumpet blast from Elephant, and Lion came forth in all his splendor, and all the animals bowed before him. "I am your king," he roared. "I am your king." Then Lion saw the tiny beetle, standing alone by the side of the road. The beetle was singing to himself as he watched the lion. "I am small, I am little, people look down and can't see me," sang the beetle as Lion strutted before his subjects. "I am small, I am little, but inside I'm tall as a tree." Lion said to the beetle, "You, beetle, bow before me." Beetle said, "Your royal majesty, I know that I am small, but if you look at me closely, you will see that I am making a bow." Lion leaned over, peering down at the tiny beetle. His splendid robes, his jeweled crown, and his many medals made him so top-heavy that Lion wobbled as he loomed over the tiny beetle. Then Lion lost his balance and he fell over. His royal crown went flying off, and Lion rolled into a ditch filled with muddy water. All the animals laughed and laughed when they saw the muddy lion sprawled in the ditch. The bedraggled lion scurried away too. He was not so very mighty after all.